So it is Saturday, November 7th, like 9 a.m. 2020. And Trump has lost the election. Biden has won the presidency. So, I mean, that's good news, or at least that's different news. Like, that's a different future for America. And 2020 left off with a bang. It's definitely going to be bang worthy. So. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie on the Gray. Well, today I kind of wanted to do an interesting video. I kind of wanted to do a recap of the year 2020 and post it on my channel so that, I don't know, like, maybe I could show my kids one day if I ever have children, or just to go back and to look on the year and to remember how I felt when these events actually took place. I think it would be really cool to kind of make a time capsule using this YouTube channel, since 2020 was such an eventful year and so much crazy shit happened. I think this is like mad appropriate. What is the name of that thing where everyone puts like a gift in like a time capsule and you bury it in the ground, and then like in 50 years or something you reopen it? Something along that line. That's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, I don't know what else to do with this one. Okay, okay, I can catch this vibe some type of way, so I've already lived this vibe before. Okay, so what I think, 2020 was a rough year. It was one of my roughest years. I turned 25 years old September 9th. So that was cool or whatever, but 2020, like, to younger me, 2020 has been a bad year for everyone involved. So for everyone involved. America is shit right now. It's all over the place. Everybody's upset. You got the Dems arguing, you got the Republicans arguing. Unfortunately, a lot of influential. I'm actually recording this today, and they just reported that King Von was shot and killed in Atlanta. So it really is, 2020 has been a hard year for everyone. I want to say over 250,000 people passed away due to the coronavirus. The coronavirus was really hard on everyone. At the time, I was actually working as a receptionist in a nursing home. So I was working in like 2 living facilities. So I actually knew people who passed due to coronavirus. At least, like, you know, they were my friends. I didn't know them, but I worked in the facility. I knew of them. It was still heart-wrenching. It was still touching. Speaking of coronavirus, politics has been crazy. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. I'm really big into politics. I know a lot about politics. I've self-educated myself about a lot of stuff. Country over party is what you could sum 2020 up. Are you going to choose your country over your political party? Is what me personally think 2020 could have taught everyone. Hopefully it taught us. Today's November 6th. The election was just a couple days ago, and we're still counting votes. Currently still counting votes. I want to say Biden right now has 264, and you know you need 270 electoral votes to win. Trump right now has like 216 or something like that. So his Twitter is like, that's what's going on right now in politics. So there's that. It's kind of gloomy. Everything feels gloomy because, okay, between, like, it was like a quarantine summer. Last year was just hot girl summer. This year has been quarantine summer. People really couldn't leave their houses. We really haven't been able to do much. You can't be in like large gatherings. Quarantine. Okay, first thing first, I want to get through these cliff notes. So it's like, at least I got through the cliff notes, okay? So in January, I remember making a New Year resolution that I was going to, I think I say I'm going to lose weight every year. To be continued. I think I say I'm going to lose weight every year, but whatever. That. I've done amazing. I need to do an updated video on that. I need to do an updated video on that way more. I have muscle definition now. So, one day soon, hopefully. In January, the coronavirus was just introduced. That is when America for months was the people who were watching on the news. This is happening in China. This is happening in France. All these places. And we had an opinion and we were like, oh, well, they should just stay in the house. They should just do this. They need to wear their masks. Why aren't they listening? All this shit until it reached our front desk. And now we're doing terrible. In January, like the coronavirus was everywhere. It was on every news station. It was hot and heavy. It was big. It was everything. But I personally feel like Americans weren't taking it as serious. What's his name? FDT. He was completely denying the coronavirus. He was saying that it was a hoax. He was saying that it was the Chinese flu. That's racist. That's really racist. He was saying it was the Chinese flu. He was being extremely dismissive. If he would have got ahead of the problem before it manifested into over almost 250,000 people have lost their lives. If he would have took the problem seriously in the beginning, there could have been preventive measures placed. I personally feel like we would have lost less people. I feel like that is the L the American people took for electing him 4 years ago. Everybody is, I don't want to say everybody, because Democrats, he did not win the popular vote. But I wouldn't say everybody, but every time a life is lost, it's unfortunate. I don't care if it's a Democrat life lost. I don't care if it's a Republican life lost. Whenever a life is lost due to anything that we can prevent, it is tragic. It is unfortunate. It's sad for everybody involved. So I would say that they give our respect. Moving on. I made a note of this, so I'm going to say it. Also in January, Kobe Bryant passed away. Anyone who know me know, like middle school, high school, I was really into basketball. Thought I was going to go to the WNBA. I thought I was going to go to the Sparks. I'm only 5'3", whatever. I had big dreams. It could have happened. But being a huge basketball fan and being from Los Angeles, California, where I'm from Long Beach, California, not from Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, California area. Being from Long Beach, East Long Beach, California. And Kobe Bryant being like, he was the star of the Lakers. He's an icon. He is basketball. Kobe Bryant is up there with being basketball. There's a couple players who are the sport. Whatever. Him passing was just so sad. And it was so unexpected. Let me tell you, the day before was a normal day for everyone. I mean, of course, especially them and their family. Of course, it was a normal day for everyone. But it wasn't like this person had cancer and they were ailing, they were passing away. It wasn't like he had gang beef and everybody knew he had gang beef, so it could have been any day. Who knows? People, like, remember, it was nothing of that nature. It was an accident. He caught a plane ride, to the best of my knowledge. I don't want to overspoke. I don't want to ill speak. I don't want to be... I think a lot of times people don't say enough that I'm too ignorant about the situation to have an opinion. So I don't want to overspeak and say this is what happened to him. But as far as the public know, he had a plane crash and he passed away, and his daughter was in the plane with him. His daughter was 14 years old. It was extremely unfortunate. And that, I think kind of started the domino of gloom in 2020. Like, it was 2020, it's just been L after L after L. And strong people are always going to come out with a win at the end, but 2020 hasn't been like constant L. And that was one of the biggest and the like start of the domino, in my opinion. Okay, so in February, not much happened in February, at least none that I can remember that I like made notes of. I mean, I know February is really huge for Valentine's Day and it's a really romantic holiday or whatever. I wasn't, you know what I'm not gonna do? I ain't gonna tell on myself. No, I ain't. I'm half black and half ain't never gonna tell on herself. So there's that. So I didn't do nothing for Valentine's Day this year. Moving on from my love life. The denial of COVID was especially real in February. Especially real in February. I have a feeling this is going to turn into a COVID update over the 2020 as far as we got video. And I'm okay with that. Because I just want to watch this again when I'm 25. Now I'm going to watch this again when I'm 30 and when I'm 35. And I'm like, dang, you remember this time? Like, legit. Sometimes I think about it and I'm like, I'm gonna be able to tell, this ain't a good thing, but I'm gonna be able to tell my kids, like, you know, I survived the pandemic. Like, I remember when we had to be in the house where literally germs was running rapid and killing people. Like I don't know, made it through a pandemic. Like, kinda. I did not contract COVID, let me make that clear. I did not contract COVID. I did not contract COVID. Knew of people who did. Yeah. Also, I wanted to say that the lipotropic shots, to give an update on them, I did stop taking them. That's only because I guess not my laziness, but after I graduated college, I just been saving money, stacking money. I make okay money now. Not great. I'm struggling, but I'm struggling okay. So I make okay money now. And like it just isn't on the forefront of my thing right now, but it definitely did help. It definitely did. I will do an updated video on that. I don't want to make this all about that, but they were amazing. They were amazing. And if I ever need to do it again, I'ma do it again. There was so many heifers in Long Beach that was like, oh well, they heard lipo and thought lipo. And if I did get lipo, my grown ass money pays for everything I want to do. And if I did, what fall high you gonna buy? Why do you care? Moving on. Let me stop because I don't want to be shady boots, and I know exactly who I was. This hit home. This really hit home being a black girl. Been a black girl 25 years. I'm a birth black girl, maybe. Like, being a black woman, being a black person, I feel like America don't like black people. This shouldn't be up for debate anymore. It shouldn't be, oh, maybe they do. Maybe. So, where was I? I'm always. Okay, so in March, unfortunately, I want to talk about the passing of Breonna Taylor, who was a black woman who was asleep in her home. I want to say in Kentucky. Was it Kentucky? If not, I'll correct it. I want to say she was asleep in her home, and the police barged into her home with a no-knock warrant. A no-knock warrant is an invasion. Let's start there. But continuing, they barged in her home with a no-knock warrant, opened fire, killed her, wounded her boyfriend. Her boyfriend returned fire, arrested him for having the audacity to return fire after they just murdered his girlfriend in cold blood right beside him. All for bullshit warrant meant for someone they already had in custody. That's exactly what happened in March. The Breonna Taylor case, which sparked outrage, which sparked protests. I ain't even got started on the protests yet. The George Floyd protests. were really bad about it this year, they went in for George Floyd. They burnt shit to the ground. And I get it. If burn, I don't give a fuck about destroyed property when it comes to dead people. I don't give a fuck about the building, the car, the fire, the wheels, I just don't care. I just don't care. When we're having a conversation about the value of life and people passing away, and if a couple houses need to get destroyed to make that point, them houses gotta go. If you ask me. No property is worth as much as life. So, I mean, I'm not saying that looting and destroying stuff to get your point across is the right way to go. But I'm saying for the last 400 years that niggas have been in America, nothing else has worked.
Download the Amazon app and let it find you. What I'm talking about? Scan the barcode.
Like, I understand the frustration that led to the looting, is what I'm trying to say. Not that nothing else has worked. Maybe I'm definitely upset that I was charged, because I see myself when I see Breonna Taylor. She easily could have been my sister with a different daddy. Or with a different mama. Or shit, still my sister. You know how them jeans do. They skip and backflip. So it's just, there's no excuse. It's terrible, George Floyd. Let me say this. These videos are heartbreaking and I don't want to watch them. Can I say that? Can I feel like that? Can I do that? Can I not want to watch these videos? Because I don't want to see someone who looked like he could be my uncle with a knee to his neck for 9 minutes. I don't want to see that. Because I feel like we've seen so much of it. We've seen so many killings that we recorded, but the recording don't mean nothing. So it's kind of like, it's desensitizing the moment. I didn't say that right. Don't care. It's desensitizing, and I said it wrong twice, whatever. It's fucking up the vibe. It's messing up the vibe for people. It's making it the normality. It's making it feel like it's expected. Okay, so when George Floyd, when the officers that killed him didn't get, they like to throw out the most bullshit charges when you kill black people, and then expect us to be satisfied with it. It's crazy. But when they basically got away scot-free and everyone looted and everyone rioted, okay, so then we fast forward to April. And when we get to April, I want to say, I wrote down COVID acceptance, which I don't, it was never accepted. It never was something that, my man just came through the door. All the way across the street? Like when you parked?
Because I had a feeling you was looking at me too while I was standing right there. Because that's what made me look. Because your voice. I'm like, why that's not good.
That is your girl. Call me your girl again. Baby, don't mind me. I'm making millions on YouTube. Okay, so I want to say April was when I want to say COVID was not in full effect, but when quarantine was in full effect. That's when laws were passed that if you're outside without a mask, it's illegal. Like, you know, curfew, you got to be in at a certain place at a certain time in certain places. That's when, okay, like, I work out a lot now for my physical health, but especially for my mental health. If I don't lose 1 pound, I got to work out to be happy. So, I'm lying. Okay, cut. Alright, I'm gonna go back and clip that out, whatever. But I'm lying. But I had just started back working out with Honey that you just heard talk about me. And April is when they closed down all the gyms. They closed down basically any business where you would have to be close to one another, to where any type of airborne anything could have spread. So they literally, like, if you go to the hospital, if you go to the grocery store right now, if you do anything back then, well, still right now, because I'm speaking in November, so right now it's been almost a full year, at least a full 6-7 months of restrictive quarantine in the United States, in California, where I live. So in April, everything went into full effect. And honestly, from April to around September, it feels like a big blah, because everyone was in the house. The major holidays that passed in that time, they were celebrated, but they weren't celebrated like for the 4th of July, couldn't no one pop fireworks and be like arm in arm to each other the way we always do for the 4th of July. So like there was so many. Babe, what am I trying to say? It's just like April is when quarantine really took effect and really like April. Yeah. So like I said, May, June, July, August all kind of blended in together because of quarantine. It's a quarantine summer in the house. It was really sweaty. Just, you know. So that was pretty much like from May to August. If I remember anything, I will totally bring it up in a bit. It was real quarantine, just summer-ish in the house. Hand sanitizer up the woohoo. I will try to insert a picture that I found, that I took, that literally when, okay, so I don't know if 10 years from now people are going to think it was a myth, but it was not a myth. They literally bought up all the toilet paper. These people are crazy. They bought up all the toilet paper, paper towels, hand sanitizers. It was just, there was empty rows in Vons, Albertsons, I can't make this up. I don't know who started the whole, because of quarantine, because of coronavirus, because of Trump, there ain't gonna be no toilet paper thing, but they started it. Everyone believed it, and everyone was finding toilet paper. They just buying up all the toilet paper. It was wild. But I know that's going to be a political meme, a throwback political meme one day of Americans going crazy, like sheltering in the house with 50 million rolls of toilet paper. So that's where that reference come from, children. So I just got to make sure I get all the months down. September was still quarantine. September is actually my birthday month. I'm a Virgo. My birthday's September 9th, 1995. That looked like 9995. But I love my birthday. But I didn't do anything. There wasn't much to do. It's not like we like could go anywhere in the middle of a quarantine. So I just had a really good time with my family, my friends, children, my boyfriend. It was just a cool day. Like, just a cool day, you know. So, and I think that's everyone's sentiment about their birthday in 2020. It's like some people, I still like on Instagram did see some people went all the way out for their birthday, had huge parties, but you know what I mean? It completely went against the social gathering. Everyone must be 6 feet away from each other, COVID rule. But a lot of people still did it, and a lot of people did it and nothing happens. Like, the dream is looking real tonight. I don't know how many times you guys are gonna see me adjust the thing, but you're gonna see it because it just ate. And the thing is, before I started this, because I haven't made a video in a while, and I don't want to say I feel guilty. I don't feel guilty or feel obligated. But I did want to make a video. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy being able to look back, and on this day, at this time, I was doing this, I was saying this, I was behaving this way. And you know what I mean? Compared to the person that I'm going to be in the future. So I did want to get on here. I did want to make another video. I do want to give a little like update or whatever, but I'll do it later. So yeah, that was September. September, like, just my birthday was just quarantine. in October. Okay, so let me say this. I'm speaking about like major events that happens within these months of these year, but so much stuff happened personally this year. Like that's what I'm saying. Like major event wise, that dominoed and affected a lot of people. The year was completely shit. Like a lot of people, a lot of things happened. Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther, passed away this year. Like this video would be shorter if I could name all the great things that happen. Well, every day, wake up is a great day, great thing. But so it's not a wins to the L's. So there's that. Okay. I'm gonna do October and then I'm just gonna do currently because it's November 6th and I don't want a super long video. But I did want to say this, and I made a note of this in October for Halloween. It was supposed to be a quarantine. Personally, I have a nephew now. Another nephew. It's my third nephew. His name is Raiden. I'm so happy, so proud, whatever. That was like the end of October, early November. But I wanted to point this out. For Halloween, it was supposed to be a quarantine Halloween. Actually, on the news, they canceled Halloween. Like, kids weren't allowed to go trick-or-treating and go from place to place because, they're giving candy. You touch candy, they touch candy, the manufacturer touched candy, someone scratched their butt, touched candy, whatever the case may be. So, I'm sorry. He's so funny. Wait till I start pranking my dude. Y'all ain't gonna know what to. Yeah, I'm pranking him. I'm pranking him real good. I'm gonna prank him and then I'm gonna censor his reaction because it's probably gonna be some shit. So I can't wait. Can't wait. But yeah, for Halloween, I've seen trick-or-treating. I've definitely seen trick-or-treating. I was, babe, was we Postmating or door dashing?
Was we what?
Postmating or door dashing?
DoorDash.
We was door dashing. I was door dashing with my dude on Halloween. And I definitely saw trick-or-treaters. I saw trick-or-treaters a couple times, like going from house to house. So I don't know if no one listened. I know a lot of people was ordering food from DoorDash because, speaking of this, let me say this. Because of this whole quarantine thing, any type of delivery service, business, if you must take your money, invest. Postmate, DoorDash, Grubhub, Amazon buying products and then being delivered to your house, anything to where it reduced the commute and was convenient for the consumer went ballistic this year. Amazon, I want to say Jeff Bezos went from millionaire to quadrillionaire. So it's just, this was the time to make money. I started a little business selling like these cute little clothes or whatnot. Like, it was really like a time, because you're stuck in the house and you're stuck in the house with your thoughts, which was really scary to me, being as like, like, I don't want to get into my personal mental health problems, but I have a lot of mental health problems. And a lot of things heighten and highlight and it just feels so more prevalent when you're by yourself, when you like sit by yourself and you have to be alone with your thoughts. I struggle with that a lot. I don't really, certain things. I always say everyone got a chapter in their book they don't read out loud. It's a saying. I don't know who said it first. But to be alone with your thoughts for almost a year during this pandemic has been extremely challenging for myself, for a lot of my friends, I'm 25, so I'm like right in that millennial age group range where I don't want to keep riding on 2020, but 2020 really feels like we just got beaten in the head with a bag of bricks. Like, I don't know. 2020 felt, it was mainly because it was really emotionally charged because of so many deaths, over 200,000 being lost to COVID. A lot of people idolize Kobe Bryant, idolize Chadwick Boseman, but not just because of the deaths of 2020. The political climate also was very depressing, disgusting, and despicable. It was fucking despicable. And I don't want to say that just because I'm not saying it like, I'm not saying it from, how should I put it? Because y'all are not about to dissect every word I say. No, you not. No, you not. I don't care. But no, you won't. I want to say it was because, well, it definitely was because of Trump doing a lot of bonehead shit. And a lot of the shit he said, that's what got me. You choose what comes out of your mouth, and you choose the level of class you display. I'm just gonna say that. Like, you know what I mean? Even if you ain't gonna be a good person, you could be a quiet person. You don't have to go out your way. You don't have to hurt people. You know what I mean? There's a way you could say the same thing and say it kindly. And that type of good taste and class that we were spoiled with President Obama was not displayed this presidency. So this last 4 years, especially 2020, because this election has been crazy. This election has been crazy. Capital C. It's been crazy. It's been so crazy. I'm gonna make a video about that because I'm real big into politics, and I'm real. I don't know. A lot of racism in the politics. I try to separate it. I know it's damn near impossible, but I try to think of Democrats as people who, in my opinion, don't bite me for this. I try to think of Democrats as people who want the government involved in business affairs, but don't want the government involved in their personal moral affairs. And Republicans as people who want the least bit of control and involvement in their business affairs, but want the government to be the morality police and not church and state. It's church and state ain't supposed to be together like that. So it's been thick. The air in 2020 has felt, and I live in LA, so all I've ever breathed was smog. But this air has been Louisiana cornbread fed booty thick. Like, the air is thick. It just feels like any word will set this side or that side off, and it's just been so unhealthy, this climate. It's really been despicable. Okay, I just remembered that the reason why I wanted to make this video wasn't just to ramble as much as I like to ramble, but was to, so I have something to look back on and remember how I felt about it in a couple years. It's not like, you don't have to agree with me, you don't have to disagree with me. This is just how I feel, and I wanna, if this video only get 1 view 10 years from now, when I wanna look at it, it'll be perfectly fine with me. So, like, I do want to, I'm definitely not going to put all my business on YouTube. But there is some things I do want to remember that was kind of like personal about 2020. And it was like the lessons I learned, because I'm going to sum it up and I'm going to put some sugar on top of it, light coating, so no one knows my business. I learned a lot about myself in 2020. I learned a lot about my cell phone addiction. I got a problem. I learned a lot about, I learned that I need people more than I think I do. I learned to tone down my arrogance, even though, I mean, I've been in counseling for years now, so it's like, I was already working on this, I was already doing these things. But certain, like, personal L's that I've took this year that will never be spoken on, taught me a lot about growth and about how sometimes you have to shed stuff you've outgrown, even when it hurts. I'm the type of person that I like things to not remain the same, but somewhat remain the same. Like, the way I see it is, if I've been playing basketball for 10 years, I might never want to stop playing basketball because I've put in the time and the work and the dedication, and I, like, told everyone, like, about it, I guess, like, oh, I'm really into basketball. And I feel like once I cultivate something, I'm not talking about my love life. I'm not talking about my love life. Fuck them niggas. Each and every last one of them. but just in every aspect of the life. Even when I was scared recently this year to make a job transition, like, oh, I don't want to do this no more, I want to do this, or I want to, let me bet on me. I know I could get any job out here. You know, I've been working since I was 15 years old. So I know how to get a job. I know how to put on my caucus voice, and I know how to keep the job. I know how to show up. I know how to shut up even though I don't want to. I will shut up and like whatever the case may be. But I wanted to bet on me this year. Like I'm just so tired of everyone reminding you that they're the boss, or that you work for them, or that you're making their dreams come true. You're making them rich. Like, I mean, I know everyone has to start somewhere, but I started to feel this year, like, maybe it was because I was quarantined and I was just stuck in the house, and I wasn't miserable, but you know, I was just stuck in the house. I was quarantined. I was thinking about just everything. And damn, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm rambling. Y'all, she be rambling. So I definitely want to get more consistent on YouTube. That's one of my goals for the upcoming year. I want to get to the point where I'm making money off this thing, because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I ain't hard up on money because I'm really, really smart with my money, and I'm frugal. I'm frugal. What I will spend money on, I will drop bands. But when I say my day to day, I try to give myself a cap. I don't try to spend as much money. I definitely always try to spend less than I have coming in. So I just really want to get to the point where hopefully I'm making money off of this YouTube. But I do want to help people, and the knowledge that I have, I do want to like teach. It comes very natural for me to teach and nurture. So I hope like my experiences or my advice on here kind of helps somebody. Like, I graduated college like a year ago. I was thinking about doing a how to survive college video. I'm not sure if I'm the best person for it, because of my previous mental health problems. College was very difficult for me. I was losing my damn mind. Like, legit. I was having anxiety attacks, panic attacks. I was like every day feeling like I was just like stupid, like I couldn't do it. Like, I have a bit of a learning like thing too, to where sometimes it's not as like easy to catch. And it's not that it's not as easy to catch on. It's like I'm very repetitive, and I'm gonna need to see it a whole bunch of times. Now I'm gonna need you to speak it in French. Now I'm gonna need you to say it backwards. Then I need you to say it while I record it so I can play it again while I sleep so I remember it. Then I need flashcards. Then I need cliff notes and the prayer. So like, who doggy? That was one of the craziest things I ever probably did was go to college. Now, do not use my college degree to this day, and that bothers me. But something I learned about myself in 2020 is that what I want to do for a living overall is I want to be a real estate mogul. I really want to. Really want to become a real estate agent. I really want to sell houses for a living, and I want to learn the business and the trade of like real estate and the housing market or whatever, so that my ultimate goal is to own an apartment complex, a few of them, to where I can produce generational wealth for my nieces and nephews. That's my ultimate overall goal, is to have something to leave behind the people that I care about. So I learned a lot about myself in 2020. There was a lot of love lost, ups and downs, people that I don't talk to no more, people I would kill to speak to again, people that good riddance, fuck them and everything that they brought with them. It's like, it was the most up and down year I've had in a long time. I started to notice my age too, now that I'm 25. Like, you know, like, I started to notice like, oh damn, people who are 15, 16, 17, like, you know, they think differently than me. I feel like I've thought like them this whole time. Maybe it was this apartment and these big people bills now that's been whooping my ass for a while that got me kind of like thinking differently. But there's that. Thank you everyone for watching my video. If anybody watched this video, if not, Debbie, just like my advice to you is to always be patient, always be kind, to take everything with a grain of salt. I know you're so sensitive, to follow your heart. You have the rest of your life. If you make a mistake, that's 5 years and you have the rest of your life to fix it. I'm so hard on myself when I feel like I've self-sabotaged myself. It's a continuous cycle. I've learned the cycle, so I'm gonna break the cycle before anyone else noticed the cycle, I guess. I would give myself the advice to love myself. I love myself. But to always love myself. There's been dark times where I just didn't know. So this year has been a roller coaster, but life's a roller coaster. Next year is going to be a different roller coaster, and then every year it's a different roller coaster at Disneyland of life. So thank you everyone for watching my video, and I'm out.